Welcome to this edition of Desert Vision. I'm Staff Sergeant Xaime Hernandez.
And I'm Specialist Brittany Lobos.
Coming up on this edition, we get a first-hand look at partnership training in Jordan, and we'll also get to see a search and rescue exercise in the northern Arabian Gulf.
Kicking off in Jordan, Army Sergeant Rick Bush takes us to the Jordanian Border Guard Training School, where 5-4 Cavalry Regiment soldiers are working together with the Jordanian Border Guard.
U.S. Army Central integrates regionally aligned forces into operations to build a responsive force that is focused on partnership and security cooperation. Soldiers with Blackfoot Troop 5-4 Cavalry Regiment conduct weapons density training with Jordanian Border Guard forces at the Border Guard Training School in Jordan.
Our entire team has loved working with them. When we came here, we were kind of unsure of how the partnership would be built, but just through basic interaction and the training we've taught them and the training like they've taught us due to their doctrine being different than ours, we've built more of a brotherhood.
Sergeant Campbell and Blackfoot troops combined training with the Jordanians set a strong foundation for learning as they worked together.
We feel that the training partnership that we have established here is further enhancing and strengthening their borders all across the country. They receive knowledge that they previously didn't have, and we have also received knowledge from them that we don't have in our American doctrine.
This knowledge sharing is vital to the success of U.S. Army Central and the Jordanian Border Guard as they strengthen relationships and reaffirm support for security and stability in the region.
The security of this country is our responsibility as border guards. Securing the borders is the most important part in the chain of security of this country.
We continue in Jordan, where Specialist Brittany Lobos gives us a first-hand look at Cab Scouts training side by side with the Jordanian Armed Forces.
In the rugged hills of Jordan, surrounded by sheep and Bedouins, Jordanian soldiers from Princess Basma's 3rd Mechanized Infantry Battalion light up the hillside during a joint training exercise with 5th Squadron 4th Cavalry Regiment's Comanche Troop.
You could see a night and day difference on how they train, how they carry themselves, how they operate, based off of what we've seen from day one to where we're at now.
NCOs from both forces expressed how pleased they were with the outcome of the joint training and final exercise.
It was a great experience for us training with the Americans. We have gotten a large benefit from it. We develop our knowledge and how to execute our missions.
The ability to cross-train with our partner nations is essential for U.S. Army Central to maintain a ready and responsive force in the Middle East.
Actually, it started smooth from the early beginning. We learned a lot from them, and also we shared experience so that we take the best from our way, the best of their way, and combine it together to come up with a new way. So it was a training for both us and them.
Both units look forward to making this an annual training exercise to continue building on the lasting partnership between the two nations. Reporting from Zerka, Jordan, I'm Specialist Brittany Lobos.
This training was the final event in a 12-week lead-up where both nations worked together, focusing on basic skills and combining techniques to improve abilities to integrate as partner nations.
U.S. Army Central's Deputy Commanding General of Operations, Major General William Hickman, and U.S. ARCENT captains took part in a Leader Professional Development Conference with Kuwaiti officers from the 35th Armored Brigade. This conference showed how the partnership between the two nations is making the region a safer place.
In the event of an emergency landing in the water, sharp skills are a must to be successful in the recovery of personnel. Army Sergeant Rick Bush set sail out in the northern Arabian Gulf for a search and rescue exercise.
U.S. Army Central soldiers conducted a personnel recovery exercise with the United States Navy's Helicopter Sea Combat Squadron 26. The joint at-sea search and rescue exercise simulated a distress call from a UH-60 Black Hawk helicopter that went down with 4 crew members on board.
Personnel recovery is extremely important in any event where you do happen to come into an isolated person situation. So actually knowing the capabilities of the equipment that we're supposed to use in such situations and getting some comfort level with that, in addition to all the echelons above us that need to coordinate with this to make this exercise effective, it's very comforting.
Part of the exercise included a life raft getting dropped out to the survivors so they could deploy it and climb inside. At that time, an ammunition casualty equipment or ACE report is conducted while using a C-cell radio to report that a personnel recovery mission is underway.
There's incidents all around where isolated persons, it actually happens, and it's not something you want to wait and be reactive on. So having a plan in place and knowing the operational capability and where improvements can be made is huge for their overall effectiveness and comfort level for the command, knowing that they do have personnel recovery under control.
This search and rescue exercise is another way U.S. Army Central maintains a strong, capable, and ready force to provide strategic depth throughout the region. Reporting from the northern Arabian Gulf, I'm Army Sergeant Rick Bush.
After the soldiers were brought on board the helicopter, they moved out for a reintegration process at Camp Arifjan, Kuwait. You know, you would think after you were rescued after being stuck in water, that would be it.
Yeah, I would hate being out on the sea all day.
Yeah.
That's going to do it for this edition of Desert Vision. For these stories and more, check out our Facebook page at facebook.com/US Army Central.
Or our YouTube channel at youtube.com/US Army Central. I'm Army Staff Sergeant Xaime Hernandez.
And I'm Specialist Brittany Lobos. Thanks for watching.